Welcome to an episode of Inner Work Guides, Alchemical Gnosis, Yoga of the West. I'm your host, John H. Reed III. Let's get to it. Sustainable Transmutations, The Traveler, Part 1. Let me preface all of this by saying what you're about to hear are the unique experiences of a particular client after we had been working with the tarot in a hermetic sense. These episodes are centered around what are called the 7 stages of spiritual unfoldment. What needs to be stressed is that everyone's unfolding is different. It's unique. And while there are commonalities of experiences and signposts, if you have an exact mirror of what I'm about to describe, then it's more than likely you're not having a genuine experience. Okay, so here we go. The traveler finds themselves in a cave dimly lit by an open fire whose flames cast shadows on the earthen walls. Alone, cold, and scared, their internal equipoise is often disturbed as an involuntary shiver races through their body. Sitting in the semi-dark, the traveler ponders the events in their life that have brought them to this place of initiation, and their rational mind begins to question the sanity of it all. Yet something inside them has hungered, yearned for this moment when they will truly begin their inner trial, the ultimate quest. Still, they think, now that it's upon them, the sounds of soft, wet footsteps in the mud and the almost inaudible sound of a bell ringing break the reverie, enticing their attention. From the belly of the cave, a form is trying to coalesce from the shadows. Is my mind playing tricks on me? Is that a nymph? A man? A centaur? Thus our traveler's journey begins through the 7 stages of spiritual unfoldment. We will leave them there until next week. If you are practicing spiritual alchemy, or inner alchemy as it's also known, and all you're doing is meditation, then you are using only half of what the royal art offers. Whether you follow Taoism, yoga, or the Western Hermetic inner tradition, they have 2 things in common. The first is that inner work is achieved through certain meditative practices. The second is that there are products made from the natural world that help to support and accelerate the inner practice and thus one's spiritual evolution. Generally, when one reads about inner or spiritual alchemy today, it's all about meditative practice. Few modern writers know of the valid and tested mineral and herbal preparations used in inner work, and most of those who know about such preparations have yet to learn how to create them. When speaking about alchemy, most people are familiar with the 7 metals of the alchemist: lead, tin, iron, copper, mercury, silver, and gold. Few know that potent spiritual medicines of the soul were created from such metals and the entire pantheon of minerals, including precious and semi-precious gems. Fewer still know that similarly powerful products are also produced from herbs. Everyday herbs like rosemary, chamomile, and sundew that can induce inner experiences while supporting physical and mental regenerative effects. Part of the secret lies in the fact that plants also have a mineral content absorbed from the earth. These plant minerals have been here just as long as the metals, and if the secret is understood, they have an inner healing and regenerative essence as powerful as gold. Back to the traveler. Just what does the journey entail? Strange encounters with natural external and internal forces, some call the creators of gods, can be as dubious as they can be helpful. These are the things we were told as children, and these archetypal symbols exist deep in our psyche, only to resurface in our literature and cinema, or perhaps more chillingly, into our dreams and nightmares. The traveler's journey is more than a courageous adventure to a newly discovered land. Let's look into our past and the mythological stories that allow us all to fathom our potential. We catch a glimpse of something that unveils this trek to be something more than it seems, and the traveler begins to wonder if they are not more than what they appear. A singular theme runs through the tale. At its core, the quest is for initiation, a confrontation between the individual and their ability to understand and work in concert with the creatures and gods one finds within themselves. While these episodes will introduce you to the forces utilized in the alchemical inner reconciliation process and some of the tools wielded by the traveler, they will not initiate you. Authentic alchemical initiation requires a master and apprentice. It happens from mouth to ear. Mythologies concerning Hercules, Jason, Achilles, and some even say Dionysus all show the need for tutelage and guidance from Chiron, the wise initiating centaur, to prepare them for the journey ahead. Like Chiron, a mentor or guide who has gone through this process and integrated the changes it has brought about into their daily life, is in a unique position to understand the seemingly Herculean trials that the traveler will face and has to surmount. Being able to cry Nike after any inner test presented to the traveler builds their confidence in the journey. However, due to the extremely humbling nature of many of the trials, the traveler needs the gentle aid of their guide to help them see that what they thought were utter losses are indeed victories. While the traveler does not initially realize it, the circumstances of their daily life and experience, both good and bad, have been preparing them for this work. Specific steps during the journey trigger the organic unfolding of distinct events, allowing the traveler to coalesce all past experiences into what is needed to complete the journey's final stages. Remember, we are doing a 6-week live group session on Wednesdays from April 3rd, 2024 to May 8th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The online group session work will be hosted on Zoom and cost a total of $150 for all 6 weeks. Each session lasts about 1 hour, and after completing the 6 weeks, each participant will have the opportunity to sign up for one of 5 slots of private session work on a first-come, first-served basis. Session time is normally acquirable in 12-week blocks at $3,000 per block. This discount will enable you to acquire that 12-week block for $1,000 per block. The price will remain in effect for the client for all subsequent blocks acquired, as long as there are no gaps in between block times, except for agreed-upon times off. While there is no restriction on the number of participants for the group work, there are only 5 slots available for this discount. Those interested, please contact me at theinnerworkguide@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to this episode of Inner Work Guide's Alchemical Gnosis, Yoga of the West. Don't forget to subscribe. Contact me by writing to theinnerworkguide@gmail.com. Go to my website, innerwork.guide. Create an account to get on the mailing list, read the blog and listen to the podcast, click on the donate button to support my work.